Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jackie Burns with Jackie Burns Creations. Our host today is Brenda from Rustic and Lays, Zaina from OK at Home, and Kathy Jo DIYs with Kathy Jo. Okay, here we are. DIY number 1. Our challenge today was to use tin can, the metal paper towel holders from Dollar Tree, and a wire hanger. So first, that is my great grandcat. Belongs to my grandchild, and she's gone to India until August, and the cat is staying with great grandma. Well, wouldn't it be great grandma? I mean, she's my grandchild, and that would be her child. Okay. Anyway, as Annie says, Inspector Cat, quality control inspector cat. She decided I was doing a good job, so she left. Anyway, so we had a tin can to do, and I have got this foam clay, and I am rolling it out. I put a little mark on it, and I just kind of rolled it out. I did put some cornstarch down so the clay wouldn't stick, but there was still that little spot right there where it stuck. But most of all, it came up pretty good. The cornstarch works really, really well. So what I'm doing is I'm just rolling it, trying to smooth it out, using my brayer to smooth it out, using my fingers. Now I've got an IOD mold with mushrooms. And I thought, oh, this would be cute as a little spring project with mushrooms, because mushrooms come out when it's wet. I put some cornstarch on there, and now I'm putting some clay in there. I'm not going all the way down those stems because I don't need it that long. I tried with the palette knife to cut the clay back. It doesn't really work on the foam clay as well. Works on the air dry clay real well. So what I did was I just kept kind of pushing it down so it would be even. They have a real cool rim line that you can feel, and that means it's good and full. I usually like using resin, but since I had to put it around a can, I needed them to mold around the can real easy. So now we're using gravity to get it out of the mold. Still had to pull on it just a little bit. On the air dry, it just kind of pops out, but the foam clay, it takes a little bit. But I used my brush because I didn't want to really pull them out and lose my detail. There was a few, though, that the stem broke off, but that was okay because I could put that back. So now I'm using some tight bond wood glue to glue them on. Keeps them on there really well. You could see I was putting a stem on there. And some more tight bond. And I'm just kind of layering them to look like they're just growing in a bunch. Now I'm rolling some to be snake-like so I can make a border around the top. And there's my mold. And I didn't want a real wide one, so I'm just using this one. And I figured out, get out the paintbrush and paint this cornstarch on. And I gotta tell you something funny. I had the cornstarch there with the paintbrush still in it. And the inspector cat jumped down and she flipped the paintbrush, and it sent cornstarch all over the place. So that was fun cleaning up. Now I'm painting the background in a blue. These were plaid paints that I'm using, different ones, Americana. Oh, I can't remember, but they're all plaid paints. And I'm just adding a little bit of water to thin it out. to start painting the mushrooms. And I figured you didn't want to watch me paint every single one of them. So after I painted it, I let it all dry. Oh, by the way, I did let the clay dry overnight. And then I put on some liquid patina. Here I'm using a chalk paint because it was nice and thick to put on the red mushrooms or toadstools or whatever you want to call them. Because I tried the other white and it was just way too thin. So after I get the liquid patina all dry, now I'm using my dark wax. Because if I put the dark wax right on there, it would make everything so dark. It would just soak right into that foam clay. So that's why I put the liquid patina on, is to have somewhat of a barrier. And once I get it all covered with my paint, it was a dark paint. Now you can see it all done. And I put a little glass mushroom in there and a few stems. And I think it came out cute. You would never be able to tell it was a can unless you looked inside and saw. But it's cute. Give it a little turn for you. The dark wax gives it a little rustic look. A couple of pods in there. I don't know what those pods are, but they're cool. And now we're on to number 2. Number 2 is the paper towel holders. There, I'm pulling them out of the Dollar Tree sack. You're thinking, oh, she's got spoons too. Wait till you see what I do with the spoons. And I got a pool noodle. And I'm measuring the height of the pool noodle, just kind of twisting it around, knowing how I have to cut it. And I just used a knife. It cuts very easy with the knife. The scissors, it's a little tougher, but the knife is perfect. And now I have zip ties I got from Dollar Tree. I should have been a little bit smarter and made them not even at the top, because it kind of made everything uneven. Should have just slid them down a little bit, but the zip ties were hanging on so hard I couldn't get them apart. It kind of made things crooked too, but it still looks good in the long run. You'll see. I cut the pool noodle and slid it down the inside, and I had to do that because they were zip tied together, but that's okay. I'm looking at this paper and deciding what I want to put around it. I guess I could have painted the pool noodle, but I love this paper I got. I'm putting a little bit of wood glue on it because the Type Bond, I think that will hold just a little bit better. And of course I cut it to size. You didn't need to see me do that. You know how to do that. I'm lapping over the back because it was still opened a little bit. This helps cover it up. And then there was one zip tie that was kind of sticking out that I'm taking a little piece out of it. So it wasn't in the way. Yeah, the other zip tie went inside, but this one just kind of stood out there, and I tried spinning it, but it wouldn't spin. It was on too tight. My gosh, what am I doing here? I'm cleaning my space. Well, that's weird. I thought I deleted this part. Oh, well. I'll tell you about the cat. Her name's Sunny, and she's about 2, and she's such a little sweetheart. She is so nosy, she has to go check out everything. She loves going in the garage. One day I went out the garage, and she snuck out there, and I left the door open so she could come in, and she came in about 2 hours later. She loves going in my closet. She loves going in my craft room, obviously. And even sadly, she's gone in the bunny room, but she hasn't hurt him. She's just very curious about him. Just last night she got in there and sniffed while he was eating, and he kind of freaked out and took off. He's not fun to her at all. So anyway, I have that spool that I am going to put it up on because I want to use the bottom rings. I could have just left it as it is, but I want to use those bottom rings. And I know it's very close, but that's because of the angle of the camera. So what I'm doing is I'm taking these spoons and I'm bending them because they are going to be used as hangers. See, I hung it up there, and I'm painting this a JRV paint that's cottage, and it has a sealer in it, self-leveling. It's done by DIY Paints, which is Debbie Beard, and JRV is Jamie Ray Vintage. Now I'm taking the holders and I am putting them up on the spool, and I put a little bit of glue on the spoons, and I'm hanging these Thrifted teacups from it. And my son says, that's an interesting, strange project, but I think it's cute. Let me know what you think. And I needed some cups for the bottom, and so my son did find me these up in the cupboard. They're little tiny espresso cups. So they were plain, and I thought I am going to spruce them up by putting an IOD transfer on them, and they're perfect. Perfect. I can cut up the little flowers and put them all over. And I started off with the stick, but after a bit I realized, you know what, I can just use my thumbs. So I just used my thumbs, and they went on just lovely, because the transfers go on slick projects the best. So if you're using them at all, no matter if you get them from Dollar Tree or anywhere, seal your project first. Not with wax, but with like a Mod Podge, liquid patina, Dixie Belle, whatever. But seal with a sealer like that. I think you could even use a spray-on sealer. But since these were already slick, I didn't have to do anything, and they went on perfect. And then afterwards, seal it again, and they will stay on there. They will not take dishwashers. You could probably use dishwasher safe Mod Podge, and that might keep them on, but if you're going to use them to drink out of. So anyway, I put a light on top. This would be a cute night light, or just a light in the kitchen in the evening. And you can see how I've got all the teacups hanging from it. I need to find a few more for the bottom, but there are the ones I put the transfers on. Put a little rope around the areas that showed. And I think everything came out cute. I love it, even if my son said it was a very interesting, strange project. Works well in my kitchen. You have to tell me what you think. And this light changes colors. You can see by my hand and the teacup, but you can't see in the light. And the light really does show it, but in the camera, it just shows white. But you can see that flashes. You can see you could change it for different holidays. You recharge those puck lights, or whatever they call them. Okay, DIY number 3. Here we got our hanger. And I didn't know if this was partial hanger or a whole hanger, but the end was closed the way it was wrapped, and I'm trying to clip the end, and I got it clipped, and it was like just half, and the cardboard was the main body. But I used a little loop and I attached them together, and I put it in the pool noodle, the rest of the pool noodle. And so I put a little glue on it to hold up, but then I got some paint tape to hold it together. So I always have this stuff on hand, and then I can reach it for it and do it. And I picked up some ropes at Dollar Tree, but I didn't pick up enough. But I've always liked this white nautical rope. And I ran out, unfortunately, but I had this burlap ribbon with the white polka dots, and I thought, this'll work. I've seen other people use different things for wreaths. Besides, a lot of it ends up covered up that you don't see it, but I didn't want the pool noodle to show. And I have some more transfers from IOD, Iron Orchid Designs, and I saved these cardboard envelopes that I get, because there goes Quality Control Cat again. And I put all these seed-looking ones. And I've used that one. I've only got about 3 small transfers left. I need to find another one, but I love that. And just recently, I did a estate sale, and I found these baskets. And I always like these wall baskets. They come in so handy for many things. Just sticking a little hot glue on the back. Hold it in place until it seals. And now I'm putting the seed packets on the wreath. Just arranging them in different ways. And I noticed I put the white on the white and the brown on the brown. I didn't even notice that before. Some of the seed packets had the whole packet like the white one did, but the other ones didn't. And I just kind of arranged them in different, overlapped them. Most of them were roses, so what did I use for the flowers? I used roses. Rose is my birth flower. June. A little bit of foam from Dollar Tree. Stick it in that basket. Oh, I love estate sales when I can thrift things. And it was not high enough, so I needed to put another one in there. This one I put sideways. And here I am with my roses. Do you like doing flower arranging? I do. I love doing flower arranging. And it doesn't have to be overly elaborate. And these flowers I got from Temu. Temu has the most gorgeous flowers. And not bad price either. And there's the flowers all done. And I am making a bow. I thought, oh, what color of bow do I want? And I thought, white. White would look really pretty on here. So this is kind of a white wired burlap. I'm just making one of I put a loop on, and then I twist it in the center. And then I put a loop, and then I twist it in the center, and then I can fluff it out when it's all done. And this, I think I found this at Dollar Tree. I can't remember, but maybe on Temu, but it's like a braided rope with leaves in it. And I stuck it on the middle there, and I'm just trying to fluff it. I thought this would look really cute. And I've got these little flowers I got from Temu. And this was just a bag of single flowers, and I just pulled 3 out and stuck them in the middle. Look how cute. See how pretty the flowers look, and I'm fluffing the bow. And there it is, all done. Hoping you're liking it, because I like it. I think I'll spray a sealer on the cardboard, front and back. That way I could stick it on the door for summer. This was fun projects, and I wasn't stumped on any of them. Sometimes I am with these just your imagination picks. But I love this. I love this. Brenda and Kathy Jo are just dolls. Well, I will see you all next month. Remember, we're always the second Monday of the month. And there's some fun ladies. So check us out. Okay, bye for now.